guys, I'm actually back to the unit and we're changing things up a little bit now that I'm waiting for parts for the Eclipse. I'm back at doing some Lexus stuff for probably a week or two. I'm not sure yet. I'll keep you updated on my Instagram and I'll see how things go. Today we're gonna finally do some wiring in for the ECU and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have to change a little bit of things here and there for the wiring, since it has a lot of wires I don't want there, but we'll see how things go. And here it is. I am running a custom harness from the guy I ordered it from. I got an MS3 Ultimate, as you can tell, just right here, and it's already set up for the JZ and all that stuff. And I'm actually going to be running a sub harness right here, and as you can tell, guys, here's a sub harness for LQ9 coils. So good thing I actually do have some connectors here. Give me 1 second. So here's the harness. Everything's really neat. It's extended how I want it to, but I'm gonna have to shorten it down just because I don't like a lot of wire in my engine bay. So there's this. It's really neat. It comes with all the pins and all that stuff that I ordered. I was gonna run a stock harness on it and put the pins in, but at this point I'm doing a whole different harness. So take this out the way. I also have, there's that. Did buy some fittings or lines for my oil pressure side for the turbo and all that stuff. Some really neat ones right here, some braided ones. So I'm gonna have to get the fittings as well. Totally forgot to buy those, but here's this 10-pin connectors, female and male. Here's the male side, and then I got all the little pins, female and male side as well. I got all that just so I can make my sub harness and later on to use for my stuff I need for oil pressure, water or coolant temp sensor for gauges, and then all my other little stuff I'm going to be needing. So this is going to come in handy for me. And I also have another line over here, but that should be it. And I do have these little rubber grommets to seal up the backside of the connectors. So that should be it, guys. Here's the harness, all custom. I have it all spread out because this harness is a little bit extra long, but I'll make it work. And I'll work with this and I'll see what happens from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing this in place. As of right now, I only got 3 coils in here just for test fitments, because I am gonna have to make a bracket for them. So I'll leave that there. First things first, have this there. These are the injectors right here, which, as you can tell, it is gonna be running a GM temp sensor, also a forward idle air control valve, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work with this kind of intake manifold. But we'll figure that out eventually, and if not, we can just delete it. And then I still got to put some crank sensors in and then do all the stuff here, but that'll be later on. So let's go ahead and start actually putting this harness in place. So let's go there. Also, guys, before I do start here, I'm actually super excited. I've been doing so much other stuff besides this car because I'm trying to finish my brother's car, the SRT4 swap, which it's been coming a long ways from where I started. So hopefully y'all like that video, guys, and stay tuned. There is a lot of stuff going into that car. And yeah, so remember to like and subscribe, guys, because I want to do this. And also, guys, I'm not sure if y'all know, but I actually been picking up some JZs lately, and it's kind of been on me for a while. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but I got 9 JZs now, and it's crazy. But here you go, guys. That's a GE VVTi. That's a non-VVTi one, early model VVTi. As you can tell, they've been serviced and all that stuff. Other than this one has them. And then I have this one. Is going to be a spare one, a non-VVTi one that I want to build for this car. So, and then there's this one. This one came out of a Sc300 that I helped my friend with. It had a slight rod knock, so I'm actually going to fix that up and build it for my Sc300, and I'm going to use that other JZ that I have in the car just to refreshen it up and reseal everything. So all these engines are going to be put to use eventually, but I'm going to actually only build 2 extra spare motors, a non-VVTi and a GE one, or non-VVTi and a VVTi engine. So I also have another one down there, and that's a special one, is a GTE. So I got to get all that situated as well, but a lot of spare parts here that I'll need eventually. And yes guys, right here I do have some BMW E36 JZ mounts, so stay tuned for that guys. We'll see what happens with this car, but that would be in the future. We'll see how things go though. But other than that, let's get back to it guys and start on this. You can tell I have spare wires here that's been extended all the way out this way, which I kind of really don't want them there. But I might just actually have the main wires I need and extend these out that way back to the main connector, and actually I'll just tuck it right inside the car itself, because I don't want a big mess over here. So unless I put it underneath, but either way I'm not a big fan. I want to make sure everything's high quality, as neat as possible. So let's see what we do, but let's keep organizing this. I'm down to 1 battery. I don't know how much it's gonna last, but here's a quick explanation of what I'm doing. So I already took apart the harness, and what's gonna happen is these main wires right here that I have marked, these were part of the whole loom that I don't need. These extra wiring that's not going to be used as of now, so these are actually additional add-ons to the ECU if I wanted to. And then all I'm doing is keeping the main ones I need, as in right here. So here's a little list. It's going to be crank sensor, cam sensor, the coils for it has a sub harness for that one, same with ejectors. And then I'll be having coolant temp, which uses the actual GM temp sensor. And then idle air control, I'll keep that just in case, and it uses a forward idle air control for that one. I'm gonna keep the flex fuel sensor there, throttle body, and then I'm deleting the fan wiring for it since I'm gonna be running mine off a switch. And then gonna leave the sensor for the boost solenoid and alternator stuff. I don't think I'm missing anything. That should be all of it, but leave it in the comments below if I'm missing something, because I've already went through the whole entire thing. I should be good. So I haven't planned this out just enough yet, how the harness is gonna sit. Either I put it through this hole, or I put it through over here, but most likely I might just block these two ends off and have that plates welded in place, cut that down how it needs to be, and actually have a catch can set up over here. Or yeah, that's probably the only option I have as of right now. Have something really nice over here, and then run that thing straight through the back hole right here, and have some mounts in here for the harness that can hold up in place. I don't want it too close to the head. I don't want a lot of heat staying into the harness. So let's go ahead and finish this up, guys, because I have a whole lot of stuff. It's already dark out, and it's already like 8 o'clock. So let's do as much as possible here. And yeah, let me start talking and get to work, guys, because I have so many things to do. So all right, guys, hopefully you enjoy, and let's get this thing running. First things first, got some tape here, a Sharpie here just in case for marking stuff. These are separate, which I don't need. I'm just going to extend them all the way back to the connector side, and have these tucked into the chassis itself, or inside the body, or inside the car. I should put it that way. So I don't have to worry about later on. So if I wanted to add it on, I can always add on extra wires and all that stuff. But main things are these sensors. So let's organize this real quick, guys. guys, as you can tell, I got most of the harness this way, partial of it. I'm just putting pieces of tape on the ends of them just to know which ones I'm keeping. And once I'm done, I'm actually gonna put them right here. So I still got a few, this group left, and then this and this group left, and that's about it. It's not really that much work. I'm just tucking everything back, and then this one, for some reason, it's just like that, a main power wire, which I've already looked at the harness. This doesn't go to anywhere from what I see, or I can't really tell from anywhere. So I'm actually just gonna keep that around in this section just in case I need that power wire for future purposes. But for now, I'll leave that there. And other than that, you can see it's gonna be a whole lot thinner. All this wiring is gonna be all tucked back in the car. So this shielded wire, don't know what it is. Don't know what it is for, but I don't think I need it because I already have my crank and cam sensor here. So I'm not sure what they had this set up for. So I'm gonna leave that aside just in case, and then have all this back. I'm actually gonna get some wiring loom, some braided sleeve that I have here somewhere. I have everything in that box, I think, if I remember. If not, I have some extra ones up in there. Totally forgot because I haven't done a lot of wiring lately. Oh, there's some here. I'm sure it's in this box because all my wiring stuff's in there. But I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and set this harness in place of the engine, since I am gonna go wire by wire and start connecting them and start actually organizing them where I need it to be. So other than that, that should be it, guys. It's actually all coming together, no issues at all whatsoever. So let's get it going, guys. Alright guys, as you can tell, it's finally going in place. I have most of it right where I want it to be now. Let's continue what we're gonna do here, but it's gonna be running like this. I'm gonna have it all nice and neat, and I'm gonna try to get a hold of a rubber bushing here for the harness so I can put it on the firewall. And also I will be deleting or covering up all these holes in here for the firewall, just cause other than this hole right here, that's where my actual wastegate goes out to, and or my dump tube. But delete all this, get this neat, and right now I'm about to start doing wire by wire and see where things lead to, and I'll make sure everything's in place. So got most of the wiring in place, already connected and routed where I want it to be. So now I'm going to pull this all back apart again, and then I'm going to start wrapping it up and fixing it outside the car, knowing that I have everything set right in place, just so I can see where the things are going to be lined up to. So let's skip to that. Right, there's a couple wires. It's one for the throttle body side, this one, and then there's this one for the engine and the engine coolant temp sensor. These are slightly longer than I wanted to, so I kind of want to shorten them down, but I don't have the pins or anything for these connectors, so I wish I knew about that. But I'm gonna chop off every zip tie here and all that, and I have it set where it'll work for my setup. So yes, it would be a whole lot better with this thing not being as long and all that, because I would have to do a lot less wiring things. But at this point, I kind of really don't want to mess with the whole entire harness, like chopping off anything. And what's up, guys? So I'm finally back. As you can tell, it's all been completed here. I don't have any kind of mess back in there at all whatsoever. I still gotta install it, but that's how it's gonna be. Everything's all nice and neat now, right where it needs to be, so I don't have to worry about much. But let's go ahead and put this back on the car, check the fitment and all that, and then go from there. These two main connectors are here for a sub harness for the coils and for my injector, so I can always replace them or do a whole sub harness if I ever wanted to. As you can tell, here's the injector harness, and then I have the main harness for some ignition 1 coils, but I'm actually going to end up making my own sub harness for LQ9 coils right there, so I don't need that. I already have all the connectors, pins, and every little thing I need to make my own sub harness for this engine. So other than that, let's put this in place, and hopefully you love the video, hopefully you love the setup, how I'm doing it. But enjoy, guys. Alright guys, so I finally put the harness in place. I mocked up the ignition coils harness there, so same with the injector harness, but everything is plugged in. I have this, but I still got to put the crank sensor in. But as you can tell, that crank sensor is going to go right over here, under here to there. It's a slightly different one, I'm not sure why, but I'll figure that out eventually. And then other than that, I mean, everything's straightforward. And then I got this idle air control sensor right there. Might be deleting that one, but I am not 100% sure yet. So technically everything that I need is actually in place. So then this, I just gotta plug it in. But other than that, I love the setup. Everything's in place, perfect. I'm gonna be redoing the power steering lines and fuel system here, so keep that in mind. I might do a little bit later on, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna go ahead and order parts today, all the lines. All it is some AN lines, and that's about it. Fittings as well, possibly, because I want some black ones, and see how it goes. But as you can tell, nice and perfect, no issues at all whatsoever. I'm grabbing this real quick as well, so I can put this on in here. It's gonna be set in there, and then I got my other one right here. And then once everything's completely done, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting all the fab work in. So I'm actually super excited that this is perfectly done. And then I'm still gonna organize all the wires inside the car, and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. Remove all that fuse panel that I have there and do a whole different setup. But other than that, yeah guys, it's pretty straightforward. It did take me a good bit of work, good bit of time. It's already 3:20 and I was here since like 10:30 or 11, I forgot exactly. But other than that, I've been taking my sweet time going through everything just to make sure it's all good. So far it's all good. And yeah guys, next thing up, I'm gonna be doing that sub harness. I gotta get everything set up first. I gotta get some wires for that. So I guess that's it for as of right now, and we'll go from there, guys. But hopefully you enjoy the video, and I'll see you on the next one. And yeah, enjoy guys. So peace.